Hello, everybody. Welcome to this quick edition here of Storm Talk for this afternoon on the video blog. This is Wave 3 meteorologist Brian Good. An update here to the thunderstorms we're expecting to develop this afternoon. This is not going to be an outbreak scenario. In fact, I still think the storm that we had here in Louisville was the worst of this system, really, for us. In fact, that's probably the strongest one we've had, probably all season, causing so much tree damage and power outages in the area. The ones this afternoon, we mainly focused to areas to the south. We're going to have storms everywhere on the radar, and I'll show you why here in a second. But the strongest potential looks to be southern Kentucky, and even that is starting to look kind of marginal now. Southeast Kentucky and through the Appalachians looks to be the main part of that strongest wind belt is, and I think that's where the strongest storms will take place. So, here we go. First off, in the visible satellite, you can see the cloud cover. Notice the past few loops, see how the clouds kind of really begin to bubble up here. These are cumulus clouds, and you really notice the main front itself, the clouds beginning to gain in height along the front. If this trend continues, we'll start to see some showers and some thunderstorms develop along this front. There'll be a kind of a line that'll pass through here. But ahead of that line, there could actually be more storms. And I have a feeling there's going to be some activity developing right over northern Kentucky, and that'll track to the south. This batch here probably has the best chance to tap into the strongest wind belt and produce some damaging winds. These storms here could get gusty and strong, but it may just be your typical storms off to the north. So it could end up being two bands that may develop here for this afternoon that we're going to be tracking. So just kind of a heads up there. And overall, it looks like everybody at least has a shot of some rain, which is some good news. But the severe threat is looking more and more likely here to the south. Nothing compared to what our friends are doing with the north and east. Big-time storms already blossoming here in the northeast. The wind belt, there's a pocket of wind that's kind of surging in this fashion here across the Ohio Valley. And where it begins to curve upward, that is where your best divergence is taking place, basically. And this feeds the wind potential for storms. And there could be some widespread wind damage here in the northeast part of the country for this evening. But the wind band does extend backwards a little bit into Kentucky, and that's why we're under that risk for severe. But it's nothing compared to what our friends up to the north and east are facing. Having said that, the Storm Prediction Center still keeps us in the slight risk for storms for this afternoon, severe weather potential anyway, mainly because the initiating storms could become severe this afternoon with that line. We'll watch it. Best chance, though, again, will be to the south. So, here it is on Futurecast. As we into this afternoon, notice the wind arrows here. Showers and storms blossom. They fade away by midnight. In fact, by 3 o'clock in the morning. The front pretty much is right on top of us at 3 o'clock in the morning, it looks like, right across Kentucky. And then that front will push off to the south slowly. It's going to take a while to get it to the south of us. In fact, as we head into Wednesday, I think we'll start to see the front begin to drop, and that will allow for the winds to become more northerly as we head into Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday night. So tomorrow could still be a little humid in the morning. You'll notice the drop in humidity, though, later on Wednesday into Thursday. And look at this flow. Still northerly on Thursday and northeast, easterly flow all the way through Friday, something we do not see very often in July, although this year it has happened several times. So this year is the rather exception there. Notice the south wind, though, trying to return back into Evansville. That's a sign of change as we into Friday night and into Saturday. This is a blank map because I wanted to show we do have a cold front. Well, actually, we got a batch of storms. I should mention this. First off, on Saturday, there will be a batch of storms that's going to blossom here into areas of Iowa and Missouri and Illinois. And though it could be an MCS, a complex of storms that may try to work its way in here sometime on Saturday. It looks like to me, though, it's going to dry up before it gets to us and fall apart. So we may add a small rain chance in for Saturday for that account. There could be some leftover storms that could move in from the northwest, but I think they'll fade away. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, here's the problem. We've got a cold front, and it's a pretty strong front temperature-wise. And the models vary. I mean, the European model is pretty fast on bringing the front through here as we head into Sunday into Monday with showers and thunderstorms ahead of it. The GFS model delays the front for a while all the way through Monday and keeps the storm chance pretty high on Monday. So quite a difference here on the timing of this cold front. But this cold front does mean business because when it passes through the area, we're going to get a northerly flow back into the area. But we got to work out the timing issues here. Sunday, or is it going to be Monday on when this front comes through? That'll determine the highest rain chance. Sometimes models are too fast with fronts, so the GFS may be onto something here that a later time frame of Monday looks a little more feasible. But we're going to enjoy the benefits, certainly, of this front as it passes through the area. In fact, let me show you the latest here on the long-range models. These are temperature profiles aloft in the atmosphere. As we get into this weekend, we heat things up. We get that south flow in here Friday and Saturday. The heat is back. The 90s, pretty much push back into areas of central and west Kentucky as we into Friday and into Saturday, certainly. But then that front comes through, and then we drop. Now, the difference compared to yesterday is the core of the cold air, which is located in eastern Canada on this model run, was more over toward areas around Minneapolis to Chicago for next Tuesday and Wednesday. So it has shifted a little more to the east with this cool snap than what it was looking yesterday. It still, though, gives us a glancing blow of some cool air right into the Ohio Valley, the way things are looking as we into Tuesday and Wednesday, and that may even hold into next Friday. And because the fact that the main core is going to go more east than it is south, we may not see a day in the 70s, but it'll be close. We could have a lower 80 day, certainly with some sunshine for next week. So the forecast looks good still for that point. So pretty big trough coming in next week there. We'll watch it. So issues for the recap here. Timing out the storms could be 2 lines today, one to the north, one to the south. One to the south has the strongest potential to be the strongest one and more severe. We'll watch it. Cooler weather will take a while to get here. The humidity will not drop until tomorrow afternoon. So it's going to be humid tonight, probably humid in the morning tomorrow, and then tomorrow afternoon you should notice the difference, and you'll certainly will on Thursday. The heat comes back Friday and Saturday. Then we've got to worry about the cold front. When's it coming through? The one that's going to drop our temperatures down. Sunday or is it going to be Monday? That'll determine a rain chance. We'll try to fine-tune that. We cool things down next week, and then we'll see what happens after that. I will say there is some interesting data coming in about the upcoming winter. And I'm going to hold off on a post on this. I've been debating it for a while. I'm going to wait till it's more of a quiet day, and I'll do it. But if you're a fan of last winter, you may like what I'm about to say on a post about this upcoming winter, at least the first teaser coming our way. So I'll try to do that this week, if not next week. So stay tuned for more on that. It's not too early to say bots, right? Maybe it is.